Join me to welcome Honorable Harrison Ezeko. Welcome to TMI.
Good morning, Wednesday. Good morning, viewers.
Right. Sitting very close to him, a lecturer, the University of Benin, seasoned analyst. Join me welcome Dr. Andrew Omosefe. Welcome to TMI.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Very close to me, he is a distinguished clergyman, a political analyst, and of course, public affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Honorable Kingsley Akibe. Welcome to TMI.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
All right. So, Harrison, let's start off with you. Edo at 33, the journey thus far. What do you feel about our state 2033, and what are the major strides we've taken as a state?
Well, thank you very much. I want to first congratulate the people and, of course, the Edo State government for the 33rd birthday. You see, 33 from the military regime, Edo State was given birth to by the then military president, Ibrahim Babangida. And ever since we progressed, there have been issues during the military regime. Finally, we bettered democracy in 1999. To date, I think that there have been progress. We have been progressing as a state. The state have been moving from one stage of development to another. As at the time Edo State was created, the size was not as big as this. Today, most of our community have been open. Today, you go to some areas, even like those, when you are taking the city road to bypass, those areas before now used to be villages. But in the last 8 years, those places have become an urban area. If you come to Oluku here, for example, by around 1999, you cannot see the kind of development you are seeing here. By and large, the state have progressed economically. We are progressing. Today, by the grace of God, Edo State IGR have been increased. That tells you that something is happening here. That tells you that there is an economic activity. That tells you that business is growing. And politically, we have also grown. We have had democratic rule. We have had the government of Lucky Igbenedion for 8 years. He did his part. He did well. We also have another government of Professor Osumbo that lasted for about 1 year and 8 months. And we will progress to the others. Oshomole, who also led the state for 8 years, who also done his part, and he did well. And we have Godwin Obaseki, who is about to wind up his government, who have also done excellently well. I think for me, the state have progressed in economically, they have progressed. Security-wide, they have been progress. And in terms of human capital development, the state have progressed. I believe that in another 30 years, few days this week, just this week, I think on Tuesday, we'll launch our Benin City Master Plan, a Edo State Regional Master Plan in the next 30 years for development for the state. And if we work in that progress, thank God those persons that were brought to launch that program were young persons. So they will be part of that exercise in the next 30 years. If we work in that part, you agree with me that Edo State will become another UK city.
All right.
Where people will be rushing for tourism and other developmental activity.
I will come back to you, Harrison, because according to you right now, it's like, progress, and of course, more progress in the future with a 30 years Edo Benin City Master Plan. Well, Dr. Andrew, do you share his views?
Edo is a state, a peculiar state. A state that houses the Great Benin Kingdom, the Esan people, who are, of course, are even part of the Great Benin Kingdom, and then the Afemai people. And we are lucky to have some of the most intelligent people on earth. People who are equipped, in all areas of life. We are regarded as one of the most widely traveled, set of people. And this has contributed greatly to the growth and development of Edo State. Our foreign direct investment, foreign capital remittances, is something that even many states are jealous of, because you have our sons and daughters everywhere in the world. And so I want to congratulate Edo people for the progress so far. As far as I'm concerned, I agree with him that Edo State has been on a progressive trajectory since creation in 1991. I remember when we were growing up as children, if you mention Igosa was like one village. In fact, I remember when ITV came on board in 1998, and we used to hear say communications village Igosa. So, so we'll be wondering where is this Igosa, But ITV contributed to the opening up of Igosa as a community and Oluku. I remember then, even as children, when we were going to Lagos, if you want to know that you are gradually getting to Lagos, I'll see Gabano Hotel to this other side. I said, like I say, we don't reach Lagos. So that was one of the signs that would tell me we are heading to Lagos. Oluku was like a hub, because after Uniben, the next, open place you will see then was Oluku. So Edo State has tried. We've had a military regime, that ruled this state from 1991 to 1999. And they did their best, built some structures. And then that was consolidated on by the Lucky Igbenedion administration. So when people even criticize Lucky sometimes, I say, no, you don't forget that the man came in 99 when Edo was still progressing,
Nothing of that.
And the man tried to build one or two structures, to aid the development of the state. And then Comrade Adams Oshomole, who came in and proceeded on an urban renewal project, that opened up many parts of the state, and then built roads and, all of those structures. And then this current administration that is also doing, its own part. So at every point, Edo has, had its fair share of what is happening, in Nigeria. And don't forget that Edos have contributed significantly to the growth and development of the country. We've had different Edo sons and daughters who have also, been at different times in different positions, and has also used that position to, contribute its quota, to the country. So for me, I think so far, not too good.
So far, not too good or good. Okay. Honorable Akigbe, before we delve into a segment of Edo State, because we're going to delve into the political segment, we have another segment. We're going to x-ray the political terrain, the infrastructural terrain, the economic terrain, you just name it. But let's just start off. Generally speaking, Edo State since August 1991.
I think, first, let me say congratulations to those states that they did. So far, so good. At least we are progressing to an extent. We do since the time of Lucky Igbenedion, Oshomole, and the administration we have now. I think we have been able to have this gradual process and development, which we are seeing everywhere. But this development is not just a thing to be accredited to the government alone, because the people of Edo also play a role in doing some of this development. And that is why you can see Edo compared to other states in the way we have our development and the way things are going. And mind you, Edo people are one of the most intelligent people, most traveled as well. So we, as our people, we have also contributed a lot. But it's not that I am not too okay with the way things are. Because when you look at Edo today, you discover that after the time of Lucky Igbenedion, from Oshomole time down to this present administration, they have neglected one thing, which is to go back to the mindset of the founding fathers. What was these people actually? What was their dream? Their dream was simply production. That's what we don't have in Edo State today. Then you can talk about the Testament, you talk about the Opila cement factory, you talk about the Edo farm, you talk
Millet
about the
castles.
Breeders Brewery, and all of those things after that time. Imagine these two regimes between Oshomole and this present regime. Look at where they have neglected it. Now, that is where they now depend on tax to hide the IGR. It's not that our IGR is growing, it's not growing. If you have to reduce the tax the way it was, the IGR will not grow. Why not go into production? So in all of these things, we have to look into the dough properly. And you will discover that the Dolites, the people, are doing more than what the government should do. You take there are some area you will go to, you discover that the people, the community people, that have to provide bulldozer to enable them, dualize some roads for them to be able to get access in and all of this. If you look at these road across the Edo, you discover that in the past 8 years it is diminishing. Look at the past, during the time of Adams. I know he has his own clause, but when you look at that moment now, you see that in terms of road, we are going back. And this is a door at this stage where we are now is good, but it's not too good. I'm not okay with it. I think we should strive more. For we to strive more, we have to look into our system, our leadership. Who are we bringing in to be able to pilot Edo to the next level? Are we recruiting those who believe in taxation to grow an IGRO, or those who believe in the production? Because I can't remember that tax is not a criteria to grow your IGR, but production is. This is the general problem we're having in the country.
All right. I'll come back to you, Akibe, because I want to delve into political aspect of growth of Edo State, but you're dragging us into infrastructure and economy. Fine. Let's go with it. Harrison, over to you.
Well, thank you very much. I think for me this morning, I've come to address issue. I think we should be sincere with ourselves. This country, the way it's being run today, the way this country is, are we satisfied? We have government from the center being led by the APC. We had a Jonathan who was the president of this country. But this same group of persons gathered together with the Northerner and ensure the functioning out of government. As we speak, since Jonathan left government, Nigeria have never lived in peace. And there is no way the states of Nigeria will be able to grow to the level of that zenith if the government at the center, the federal government, is not fixed. Because over 52% of the resources is being anchored there. Now let's come back home. Like I said, today in Edo State, it was saying that we are growing our IGRO through tax. That is not true. It's been economical with the truth. Today in Benin, our hospitality business alone, we are going to weekend, drive within the GRA. You will not have a hotel that is not booked. That tells you that there is economic activity going on here. That tells you that people comes in. If you go to our airport, there is no flight that comes into Benin or goes out that is empty. It's filled up. You can't even go to the airport now and say you want to buy ticket that same day and get the flight. It's booked. These are the indices that tells you that something is happening in this state. It used to be called civil service state. But today we have progressed beyond that stage. In terms of infrastructure, let me remind you, Opila cement have been revitalized. It's in operation. Because you said just now that it has been, those things have no longer, they let us get fat. Most of these things is now being driven by private sector. The reason why some of these things didn't work all these years, because we give it to government. We know what happened to Beden Bureau in the state. Because government run it as at that time. If you are the chairman of Beden Bureau, if you are my friend, you have occasion, come and carry drinks. You will even carry, you don't return the bottles. I used to know of a politician. I saw cartons of drinking. He said, no, they give me when I want to do my mama burial. Just imagine. So things have changed. The president governor of Edo State have redirected governance. Today in Edo State, we do e-governance. It's no longer business as usual. If you are going to talk government today for the purpose of putting money in your pocket, oh, you have missed it. You will be more poorer the way you came because There is no longer avenue for commissioner or whatever to put money in his pocket. It's no longer possible. This man has been able to put things in place in less than 24 hours, 48 hours. Even if the governor is in the US, he will respond to fire because it's not online. It's e-governance. Once you put a click, it will respond. You don't need to come. It will respond from there. These are progress this government has made. Today, we have eternal factory in Edo State. We have, as we speak, 13 companies that have come into Edo State in the last 8 years. In the oil palm industry, they are there. These are facts. These are things you can see. We have been able to come on the Osomo power plant. We have done that at this level now. Most of the companies, multinational government, they are using it. But the time the next governor takes over, it will now castigate that to a level that every household will now begin to make use of those things. These are progress this government have made. Is in the educational sector? Go and check our Edo best.
All right.
Go and check infrastructure.
I will
So
come
for
back to you.
me, we have made progress. If we want to be sincere to ourselves, this government has done more than every other government that have come upon. I didn't say those government did not work, but today, you and I, we can, if we want to be sincere to ourselves, we will know that yesterday I was at the Central Park. Before you take vehicle, you will sit down inside AC.
I'll come back to you.
This is a reality.
I will come back to
It's
you,
a reality.
Harrison. I'll
Thank
come
you
back to
very
you.
much.
Now, as against what Honorable Akibe said, he said, look, it's not only via tax. That is how we'll raise our IGR in Edo State. He mentioned hospitality. He mentioned the Osiomo power plant. He mentioned, many of them. Oh, let's talk about the cement factory that has been revitalized, so to speak. Well, Dr. Andrew, do you have anything opposite of what he just opined about the progress being made in these segments?
Well, it was Du Plessis, the great development expert, that defined development as an answer to the three fundamental questions of what has been happening to poverty, what has been happening to unemployment, and then what has been happening to underdevelopment. And he concluded by saying that if the answers to these questions are positive, then you can say that development has taken place. My brother has taken time, although I saw him struggling to defend the government.
No, he wasn't struggling. He was making his point. He was marshalling out his points.
Be focused. What make you feel I'm struggling?
So please continue.
I don't understand. Be focused, please.
Just calm down, Harrison. He has the floor.
I just said that I saw him struggling to, make his point or trying to defend this government, which is okay. But I want to say here that when you come on board and you try to justify, failure, then it becomes a thing, a worrisome thing. I will start from where he started, when he said that the federal government, the way the federal government is run, you have no choice. That's justifying failure. Because whether you like it or not, Nigeria is a federal republic. It's a federalist nation where you have three tiers of government. You have the federal, you have the state, and you have the local government. Now, the major problem, I've said it countless times on this program, that yes, the federal government may control 52% of our resources, but the states controls the rest. The local governments are left with nothing. And these state governors, including Governor Obaseki, are complicit in the bastardization of local government administration in Nigeria. You know that for 7 years, there was no local government administration in this state. They came, dissolved the local government. Local government wasn't allowed to function, and all the allocations that were going to the local government were going into the joint account for which the state government was now spending, squandering, and then the resources of the local government, there was no development at the local level. And don't forget that it is this same local government system that drives development. When we were growing up, local government chairmen were tying roads. All right, local government were building schools. Local government were taking care of poor people through their development programs. All the local government that I know, when we're growing up, had their own different initiatives, to tackle poverty. And that's where the definition of the BCS comes in. That within the past 7 years, those are poorer because some of these initiatives that ought to have been driven by the local government system is not there. And then you are now you have now developed a top to bottom approach in the governance of the state. You cannot govern Igworiahi from Benin City. You cannot govern Ebele from Benin City. You cannot govern Aliele from Benin City.
But right now they have local government bosses.
That's what I'm telling you.
They have the chairman.
That you brought for over, then just a few months ago, local governments came on board. And then they were still starved of their resources until the Supreme Court, Bola Tinubu approached the Supreme Court and said local government funds should go directly to the local government. But you and I also know what is going on right now. How the governors are fighting tooth and nail to keep control of local government resources. That is by the way. Of course, for me, as far as I'm concerned, Godwin Obaseki is one of those governors that destroyed local government administration in Nigeria. Now, he talked about the Osiomo power plant. Osiomo power plant is not an investment of the state government. You can Google. Osiomo power plant is owned 100% by a private company. I know he will so come and tell us modular refinery. It's not an investment of the state government. Yeah, they'll tell you government will create an enabling environment for investors to come, blah, 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 blah. Then the question you will ask is, what has been that project that directly affects the people that will contribute to the employment?
Hold on. Osiomo power plant.
Yes.
Is there employment there? Are people being employed to work in that plant or the power plant? The modular refinery, is there employment there? People that have been employed, are they from within the environment or those citizens that are not benefiting from the employment there?
You see, the question will be.
I'm the one asking the question.
Yeah,
and you've not answered.
And I'm answering you.
Yes.
That the question, in answering your question, the question will be, in 8 years, how many persons have been employed under this government? If you say Osiomo power plant, how many people were employed there? If you say modular refinery, how many people were employed there? And how has it contributed to human capital development in Edo State?
But people were employed.
Where are the 200,000 jobs that was promised us at the inception of this government? Where are they? Where are you talked about Edo Best. Edo Best, there's nothing best in Edo Best. We all know how this the Comrade Oshomole came and revolutionized the public education system in Edo State when they attracted children, both the children of the poor and children of the rich, back to public schools through the Red Roof Revolution, the White Marker Board, and the beautiful and serene environment that was created as part of the building process. When this man came in, asked me, many of those red roofs have even given way, no form of innovation. You brought iPad, you gave to teachers, and you say that is education. The question is, how many teachers were employed under this government?
All right, I'll come back to you. I will come back to you. It's all about Edo 33. I cannot talk about it without talking about governance, talking about economy, talking about infrastructure, talking about politics. But you started all this talking about companies that will generate IGR via tax. And Harris is saying, no, it's not completely correct. He mentioned some companies that are doing well in Edo State. Take it up from there.
Thank you very much. From what Ijok said, that some of those companies have been privatized. We mentioned all of these things, and I said, my problem with this government is not too much. It's just that you have neglected the path that you should drive on.
But he said it's not true.
Look, let's go by statistically. Now, today, Edo State, according to the last census we did, we are over 5 million people. Now, where you have 35% living under poverty, which means 35% is living under average. That is to say, 35% cannot consume $1 a day. Now, in all of these people, which is about 1.something million, are poor. And now you just told Edo people right now that this government has been able to do some certain things, And why is it that what are those government doing is not being seen in the life of the people? What is the impact in the human capital that you are putting in? Look at, for example, we are just in this country. They said the federal government take up to about 52% of what we have. What about the rest go to the state government? Now look at our last budget, which is 4.4 billion. Now our last budget, 4.4 billion. Look at how it was spent. Look at the amounts that go to the state government. I was laughing when he said, if you are in government these days, you'll be poor and all of those things. Go and check how much was allocated to the governor's office, to the office of the secretary, to the office of the deputy governor, to the office of all the newspapers and all of those things. Only the newspaper, got me angry. It's over 100 million. I can prove it to you. If it is proved, I'll show it to
Bring
you.
it out.
You understand? All of these things, it's not up to be so. And when you said you running this kind of something that which we are the ones to come out and said, this is what we have seen so far. We understand the lapses of Oshomole. We understand where you stood in. But I still believe that those states will go far. But if only we can get it right. Akwa Ibom, is it not part of Edo? Is it not part of this country? They still run their brewery. They have what they call the Iboe. These people, are they not part of the Niger Delta? Are they not getting, at least even if we are not getting what they are getting, but at least we are not far from what they get from the federal government? Why is it that our own cannot be visibly seen? Now, what is Edo State producing? Can you mention one thing? You can check. Go. Just say you want to check what Edo State is producing. Is it in agriculture? What are we producing? In the past 20 years, we were known for something. But why is it that all government is shifting attention from all of these things? Nobody want to look into them. Nobody want to fall back to them. Now you want to come out on and tell me that you are growing our IGR when you and I have an idea of the kind of economy you are running. Now all of these things you are building, can you name one to me that is beneficiary to the poor? Is it the renovation of the central hospital? How much is car there? 10,000 naira. Is that good for the poor? Is the poor able to get, somebody that is living below average that cannot consume $1 a day, will he be able to get a card of 10,000 to be attended to?
All right.
Why are we not looking into the poor when we are bringing our idea? Why is it that the poor is not always in it?
Okay.
Look at all the business they have. All the business centered in the governmental area, in the already developed environment. All the development is doing is centered in Oredo, centered in some of those strategic points. That is already. Why is it that this one is not bringing development to the some people?
I'll come back to you. I will come back to you. Well, Harrison.
Thank you very much.
Well, Edo State is not the only state that was created in the month of August 1991. Some
Yeah.
of the opinion that if you compare Edo State to her brother, so to speak, or sister, depending on the gender you want to like in Edo State, well, that we are not measuring up as a state. What's your opinion about this? Look at Delta. Look at some other states created in the South region.
Yes.
That Edo is not measuring up.
Who said? In terms of economy, you can't even compare Delta to Edo with all the money that goes to Delta State. Let me start from the bottom when he was talking about the issue of health, that you cannot take card in the Edo Specialty Hospital. You see, when we come on here, let us get information. As we speak today in Edo State, we have over 60,000 patients on our health insurance scheme. That you go to any of the health centers, you take treatment. With literally paying nothing. Go and check. These are information that is verifiable.
You cannot say little or pay nothing.
I am telling you, excuse me,
little or pay
please,
nothing.
please, I am on air.
Of course, I know you're on the floor, but we have
Listen,
to
please,
correct
don't
something.
interject, please. Let me tell you. I can take you there. I can take you there. The last time I went there, I paid 500 naira. I have my card. They don't have information. That's what I'm telling them. It's like they are not living in this state. Now, in terms of health, if you go to Iriri Road, if you get to Arwokba community, go and see our massive health center. It's a cottage hospital. This actually of packing people to come and stay in the central area because you have one central hospital like that has been pushed off. Go to Eka, I am quoting the location. Go to Eka community. Immediately after Tony Kabaka's junction, you will see Ugbo Health Center.
But you
It's
must pay something.
I'm
It's
coming
not
now.
nothing.
Wait.
Hold on,
Please
Harrison.
don't interject
Harrison,
again. Please.
hold on. Harrison, hold on.
Listen, please don't
Harrison,
interject.
calm down. Listen, you talked about fact. Where I'm picking holes is that you pay little to nothing.
I'm coming.
Please correct that.
Allow me to explain to you.
Go ahead.
If you are not using it, don't interject. I didn't say you are not paying something, but you don't pay as much as what you're supposed to pay.
Now you're coming.
I am coming.
Yes.
I'm telling you that go to that, go and see the health center there. If you see the standard of that health center, you'll be marveled. We are taking activity closer to the people because he said the people, the common people are not benefiting. That's what I'm trying to enlighten him because he's not aware. Having said that, I want you to go back to history, go back to education. When Governor Obaseki took over Edo State, our state school of nursing, none of these courses were accredited. You can go and Google it. Today, as we speak, go to our state school of nursing. It's the best in the country. All the courses have been accredited. That is one. I want you to go to College of Education in Gwariahi. That was having only 3 buildings. Well, at the time this government took over, that was a school they called over agriculture. As we speak today, please go there and see the standard of the school and see if all these courses are not been accredited. I want you to go to College of Education, Abudu. This, I'm quoting the location. Go to College of Abudu. Go and see the standard of the building, go and see the infrastructure, and go and see what is happening there. I want you to take a ride now, go to EBS. And go and see the standard of infrastructure and the working environment in EBS. I want you to take a ride as we talk here now because let's not say things that are not on ground. I'm telling you, I'm giving you location, and I'm telling you where these things are. From Iriri Road to the bypass, when Obaseki built that road, the number of shops, businesses we created on that road, they know, is enough to it boost our IGR. All right. Let me laugh, please. You talked about local government because when you come on air, thank God, maybe you're a lecturer, a classroom teacher, you must come, please come, you must come with clear, come with information. I am a sitting councillor. I did my first election in 2018. The election lasted for 3 years. My second election was conducted again September last year. You said this government can be dissolved in this local government election. When you are speaking to people, try and come with facts. Right. So that the people can take you seriously.
Thank you,
I want to say without fear or favor, Governor Obaseki has been the best governor that have happened to this state. If you are going back and pass through Yao, go and look at your college, your Ministry of Education.
Thank you, Harrison.
I will see if anybody will go there.
Thank you.
And we are bringing in a man that
Thank
will
you,
put
Harrison.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That is the basic
Now,
truth.
well, Dr. Andrew, you've heard it. Yeah. He's bringing out point. The only part I thought when he said nothing, that's what
I didn't say nothing.
He said
I said
little
you
or
pay
nothing.
less. Pay
All right,
less.
corrected.
Yes,
you should
sir.
go and watch the
That's why I just saw you.
So-
You pay less.
Dr. Andrew, over now to you.
Okay, it's on record that when this government was campaigning, they told us that they would build one health center in each of the 18 local governments of Edo State.
We have surpassed that.
You have not done it.
We have surpassed that.
Excuse me now. When you were talking,
Hold on. He has the floor.
You were quarreling with me a while ago.
You will bring
And
facts.
this is what they always do. You know, they will quarrel with you over some, and you know, yet they are the worst. But what I'm saying is this: that he mentioned 2 hospitals. He said one in Iriri and the other one in Ekai.
Arogba.
No, Arogba Iriri is not the same.
It's not the same thing.
Arogba, okay, fine. Arogba and Ekai, both in
One in
Oredo local government.
I'm telling you.
Now, the thing is this. You promised us 18 18 hospitals in each of the local governments. Where are they? Where are they? You see, you cannot come here and try to deceive the people because you know how to shout. You know, no, don't try it. Because you are trying to play with the psyche, the mentality of our people who live in various local governments, in various semi-urban centers, in the various villages, who are not seeing development. And you are trying to do it skillfully in an attempt to deceive us. It won't work. Now, let me tell you, you said Edo, the government invested in Central Hospital. The government demolished Central Hospital and replaced it with what? What's it called again? Museum. Say they are building museum there. What they want to put there, I don't know. The artifacts you want to put there, I don't know. You demolished a over 100-year-old hospital something that is supposed to be a pride, a treasure of our people, a monument of some sort. You demolished it. And then left the one Comrade Adams Oshiomhole built, and then increased to pick card in that place. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Maybe you are not aware. Okay, you are a counselor, so you have money to spend and all of that, no problem. But the average Edo man who cannot afford the price of card, over 10,000 naira, that they use in purchasing card in that place. In fact, this government is a government of, it's an elitist government. A government that exists for the rich.
Thank you.
You are telling me here that they have invested in education. And I say, how?
If you say it's a government for the rich, sorry for interjecting, and of course the hospital, the cards are so expensive, where's the place of the insurance?
He says 60,000 people are enrolled.
Go it.
Excuse me. Edo is over 5
Because
million.
I like being fair. That's why I'm watching all
If you
your
are being
opinions.
fair, you allow me speak
Sure,
and allow
continue.
me land.
Continue.
I am telling you that you said 60 people. Who are the category? Who are those people who have been captured in this thing? How many people have been? We are talking of over 5 million Edo people who do not have the opportunity, of walking into the hospital and getting medical service, just like that. We are talking of Edo, where maternal mortality has taken a spiral turn, where infant mortality. Let me tell you something, Wilson. You are just making me go up and down. I've finished with health. I'm not coming back to education. He talked about College of Education, Igboaghi. And when he was talking, I asked him, which session are they running now? When Godwin Obaseki took over government, that College of Agriculture, Igboaghi, used to be a kind of an hub where agriculturists, seasoned agriculturists were trained. I know some people who became wealthy through agriculture. That place served as a grooming ground where people, intellectuals in the agricultural sector, and that was when Edo was also doing okay in terms of food sufficiency. When Godwin Obaseki came, what did he do? He shut down that place. For how many years now? That place has not been running. He said there are buildings. I don't even know what he's talking about. But as we speak, College of Agriculture, Igboaghi, is shut down. That place is not functioning. There are no students, there are no staff, and nothing is happening there. You talk about College of Education, Abudu. What is the state of College of Education, Abudu today? That place is almost comatose. The same way Ambrose Ali University is almost comatose. Yesterday, I received a call from a friend. I won't mention his name. He's a professor in Ambrose Ali University. The man called me practically begging, pleading that I should assist him with something. That place has been run aground. Ambrose Ali University used to be one of the foremost universities in Nigeria. For several years, on a back-to-back basis, that school produced the best in law. They will make first class in law. They will go back to law school and make first class.
Dr. Andrew, hold on.
Can you say so about AU?
In terms of infrastructure, all these schools you've mentioned, I don't know better off.
Better off?
The nursing,
better off,
agriculture,
better off,
don't they have
better
infrastructure?
What
I said, I like balance here.
What is infrastructure without life? What is infrastructure without life? You say you are building I am telling you that there's nothing happening in College of Education. These are your camera now. Take them to College of Education.
All right.
Go on. I'm coming. I'm not. You give me time. You give me time.
I give you time also, Uncle.
You will allow me to speak.
Of course, Uncle.
So what I'm saying here is that the government of Godwin Obaseki he said they use taxation. Yes, they digitalize taxation. They did not digitalize the education sector. They did not digitalize the health sector. They did not digitalize the ability of our people, to jump out of poverty and live into the marvelous world of wealth.
Thank you.
Our people are poorer.
Thank you.
Than when Godwin Obaseki made them.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Andrew. And now let me come to you because, there are opinions, some for, some against normal, natural. It's all about Edo at 33. Honorable Kibe.
Thank you.
You've seen both of them going at each other. You understand? Because I like creating a balance. We're going over from the information I have. You cannot say that these schools they mentioned don't have structures. You cannot say that these schools are not better off in terms of modern equipment. And of course, for Harrison, you can't say they don't pay little or nothing. That is why I pick hold with
said they
you.
paid.
Hold on.
Get
Let me now
yourself
come
clear,
to you,
please.
Akigbe. We are still taking a look at Edo at 33 because we don't have the last line of this segment. We have others to take care of in Abuja also. How do you think all this can really be summed up to make sure that Edo State catches up with other states that was created at the same time as Edo State? Though Harrison says it's not true that those states, some aspect, is far ahead of some of these states, but majority of the people are saying Edo State is still far behind.
All right. Thank you very much. I would quickly like to do a rundown of all these, all everything what he has
Briefly,
said.
please.
That I will just be brief.
Yes.
In terms of education, he talks about the College of Education. About 3 weeks ago, I was there. No students there. Now, let's not go there. Thank God I won the festival. That's why when I came in, I was angry. Because I look at the map and the dream of our founding father, somebody like Ambrose Ali. Thank you. I am a product of Ambrose Ali University. And during my days in the university, as Adam Osomoled is not my friend anyway, there are some of his principles that I don't like, but I should give kudos to him. When I was in school, I was paying below 40 to 41,000. You know why? Adams were giving school then about 100 million subvention. School fees was a little bit cheaper. Lecturers were being paid. But at a point when Obaseki took over, he reduced the subvention to 40 million. And that is why the school fees of Abu Salih skyrocketed. That medicine now is losing accreditation. Law is losing accreditation. And he is not there. He's not they're telling us.
So you lecture there.
Now, do you know one of these things? I run a program in Abu Salih. Currently, I'm running a
We
program.
can call somebody from there. And put
So
it
you
on
understand? Now, when you tell me that somebody
call 4, 5
who is in my
lecturers who are there
faculty,
right
during
Yes,
my
we
days,
may
we call it
make
Faculty of Natural Science, which is now Faculty of Biological Science now. I did zoology in school. So when we were in school, we paid 41,000 because of what the subvention the state government was bringing in, which is not possible today. At a point, even when he was giving 40 million, he had to cut it. That was when the school now got into the idea of not getting money to run the school through the students. It's not like a private university where people now pay up to 500,000. Yes. People pay a lot to 600, like medicine and law. Yes. Other departments are paying 300, which is not so when Oshomole was there. Now, the body that was supposed to be regulating the school, he dissolved them. It was just few months, like 2 months ago here. He tried to put them back. He set another body. Now, what are you telling me? Why is it that this government are just too focused on the elite, the people who are rich? Now, that is why he's also taxing the poor more than the rich. Right. Now, the Keke driver pay more tax more than those who have a company in the States.
All right.
The Yaris driver do that. The bike driver do that.
Thank you.
Even double.
Thank you. It would be unfair for me to call this segment a wrap without allowing Harrison to react. 1 minute.
Well, thank you very much.
Harrison.
The VC of Abu Salih University was on air this morning on TV yesterday, where he was telling the public that as at August last month, there is no lecturer that is being owned in that school. He just said that somebody was in borrow money. Yeah. Please, he who come to equity must come with clearance. Come to public space and speak truth to
I just told you it's economic.
The man I have done his best.
It's not true.
All this, what I mentioned, they are there. We can see there. You can join me on the ride, and we take you there to go and see. We have said it. Edo cannot go back. Only the best can see it on Osadebi Avenue, come on to the first of
Thank
September.
you. Thank you.
Competence and capacity will be the order of the day.
Thank you so much. Well, it's all about Edo 33. And we have all that guests to really come through more light on this. I believe that Abuja also is getting warmed up for their own segment, but all the same, it's all about TMI Thursday's edition. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your wonderful
thank you very much.
But please, watch your emotions if you're talking next time. All of you. It goes to all of you, please.